You know, in education, we've always been kind of obsessed with scores, right? But what if that single number just doesn't tell the whole story? Well, one school district is betting it doesn't. They're making this incredible shift from just looking at test scores to telling the true stories of student learning. And honestly, it's a fascinating change.
I mean, really think about it for a second. Can one number from one test on one particular day actually capture everything a student knows, everything they're capable of doing? It's a huge question, and it really gets to the heart of how we've been measuring success in our schools for, well, a very long time.
So, the core of this whole new vision is moving beyond that single snapshot. It's about creating a feature film of a student's entire learning journey, capturing the whole process, all the progress, and the real potential, not just that one final frame.
Okay, so let's break this down. Here's the old versus the new. On one side, you've got what they call legacy accountability. This is probably what you're used to. It's all about compliance, hitting that one test score. It's that snapshot. But the new model, that's local accountability, and it is a world apart. It focuses on authentic, real work, using multiple different measures to tell a story of growth. All right, so if that single score is out, what's in its place? Well, the answer is this concept they call compelling evidence. And the whole idea here is to build a much richer, way more authentic picture of what a student can actually do. So what is compelling evidence? Well, here's the official definition. But the key thing to remember is that it isn't just one thing. It's a collection. It's real, authentic student work that's gathered over time, and it tells a rich, multifaceted story. Seriously, the best way to think about it is like a portfolio, not a report card. This whole philosophy really rests on 5 core principles. Now, the big ideas here are, first, that students actually take ownership of their own work. They curate it. Second, the tasks are actually relevant to the real world. And third, the whole process is transparent. It's not just about that final polished product. No, it's about showing the process of growth. The drafts, the revisions, the whole journey. So what does this actually look like in a classroom? Well, it means moving way beyond simple tests. We're talking about students building these awesome portfolios of their best work, doing performance assessments where they have to apply their skills, and even defending their learning in exhibitions. It's a whole collection of many different kinds of evidence.
Okay, that sounds great, but how in the world do you generate all of this evidence? What's the secret sauce? Well, the engine driving this whole system is writing, specifically a strategy called writing across the content, or as they call it, WAC for short. This quote right here, it really gets to the absolute heart of the WAC philosophy. See, it's not about just writing an essay at the end of a unit to prove you learned something. It's about using the act of writing itself as a tool to process information, connect ideas, and really deepen your understanding as you go. All right, let's get something straight right now. What WAC is, and maybe more importantly, what it is not. It is a tool for thinking, and it's integrated across all subjects. It is not just grammar practice for English class. And this is a big one. It's not just an ELA responsibility. It's about real-world application, and it's seen as an absolutely essential part of learning, not some optional extra work. And you should know, this isn't some one-size-fits-all program they just drop on everyone. Nope. It's a really carefully structured journey that evolves as students grow, all the way from kindergarten right up to graduation day.
You can really see that progression here. It starts out pretty simply in those early grades, with things like drawing and labeling. But by upper elementary, kids are creating a weekly writing product in each subject. Then middle school kicks it up a notch and introduces real-world tasks. And by high school, students are creating polished, truly discipline-specific work. We're talking things like professional-level lab reports or deep historical analyses. And when they say real world, they absolutely mean it. I mean, think about this for a second. You've got science students writing lab reports that replicate what actual scientists do. Social studies students are drafting persuasive letters to local leaders. They're even writing in PE about personal wellness and fitness. Drafting business proposals in career ed classes. It is happening literally everywhere. So, what's the big picture here? What's the ultimate impact of putting all this together? Well, this integrated system creates a much richer story of learning that benefits, and I mean this, absolutely everyone involved. And here's the real kicker. You might even call it ironic. Even though the whole goal is to move beyond that narrow focus on test scores, research shows this approach actually improves them. A 2018 study found that students in these WAC programs actually outperform their peers on standardized tests in reading, in math, and in science. How about that? And those benefits, they just ripple out to everyone. For students, it obviously means deeper, more meaningful learning.
But for teachers, it really encourages collaboration across different subjects. And for the whole community, it builds trust by providing clear, authentic proof of what our students can actually do.
So, let's sum it up. What is the ultimate payoff here? You get a system that truly elevates student voice and ownership. It supports teachers in their professional collaboration, and it builds real trust with the community. Instead of just those snapshots in time, it creates a continuous, longitudinal story of growth, all backed by real proof of what students are ready for.
Ultimately, it all comes down to this really powerful idea. It's a fundamental shift, moving away from asking what was the score and instead focusing on telling the true, complete stories of a student's growth, their mastery, and their readiness for whatever comes next.
And so that leaves us with a final question to think about. And this isn't just for Fleming County. It's really for all of us. When we look at the work our students are producing, what story does it truly tell?